see if that solved it. Yeah, that fixed it. Hey, come here. Let's go. Come on. I'm gonna give him like 2 minutes before we start. Crew, come on. Let's go. Where's your juice? Show me where your juice is. Go get it. It's in your room. Need a refill? Give it here. I'll be right back, y'all. Just ain't nobody in here yet. Only one person. I'll be right back. Come on, I'll get you one.
Oh, fucking Mondo. Oh, shit.
What do you do?
When I first turned it on, he was down like 35-14. He just got a pick six to take the lead. It's 42-42 in the fourth.
Jesus.
Go. All right. We still only got one person in here, bro. Wake up. Come on.
Dane's in here.
Maybe it's just bugged. That's why it only says one. Just so you know. It's out there. Here, it's right here.
Where's my list?
Go sit down.
Savage in here.
He's in here?
Yeah. Trio, Savage, and Dane.
All right, we just want to start talking. All right, y'all. So the 7 people in here, well, 7 plus the 3 of us. The big change that we're making to the league, I mean, it's not really going to be a big change for some of us, but for others who decided they don't want to do recaps after they lose, this is a big change. You'll be able to get +2 for any recap you do that you lose the game. So winning games and doing the recap, you get +1. Losing games and doing the recap, you get +2. So obviously, if you go 0-12, you have the opportunity to get 24 points rather than the 12. And I think that's going to help balance out the league when it comes to people who are losing more than others. They get more attribute points to spend on their team at the end of the season. So I think that'll help out a bit. And then Brandon, I don't think we talked about this, but I think Alberto said this before. We should do it to where, like if somebody doesn't do like a certain amount of recaps, they don't get any points. Like if like somebody can't do 3 recaps and get points for it, like there has to be some sort of threshold.
Yeah, like
it should be a threshold.
Like somebody does. So the threshold should probably be like 5 then.
And you're saying so if somebody does 5 recaps, then they can get the 5 points. But if they
Also,
do 4,
if I look at if you lost 5 games and you only did those recaps when you lost, like I don't like there should be like a balance between it. Don't take advantage of the system. All because you get 2 points when you lose. Like, because some people in here don't do recaps at all. So if you don't, all because you get, let's say you lose and you do your recaps. If you don't have 5 recaps done, you don't get any points, whether you win or lose.
Yeah, so I think it's a good idea. We'll put a firm number on it, but definitely when you win, you get +1 when you do a recap, and if you lose, you get +2 when you do a recap.
And then the minimum will be 5 recaps.
So hopefully those of y'all who haven't been doing recaps or decide to skip them when you lose, that gives you incentive to actually do them. But let's go ahead and get started, bro. Just because this is going to be 3 of us, and these normally take a while when there's 3 people. I'm not going to talk a bunch on my picks, but reverse order, 32. My 32 is Weeks, Arkansas State. They actually both saw that. Westside didn't say anything, but Brandon said that was disrespectful. I think Weeks has been in the league for how many seasons?
This is his 6th year.
6 years. That's a long time. I just feel like he has potential, but he just be giving up, bro. That's what I think it is. He just be giving up sometimes, but he just got to lock in. That's all it is. Because I played him in Waterboy, maybe when I had UConn, and he damn near beat me. And then he came in here and he just laying down for people, bro. So you got to wake up. But I got him at 32.
Yeah, at 32.
I think it's Westside next, bro.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, I got FIU. Trey, mainly because one, he's been fired
That's so
like twice.
crazy.
And then two, like they just honestly have like one of the worst teams on the roster. And it hurts to do it because that's my alma mater.
yeah, at 32, I got Rice. You got to come in here and prove yourself in order to move up the rankings. That's kind of my thing. I know there's probably other. I've seen him play in other leagues. He's not 32, but you're 32 in BYL until you prove us wrong. So that was my thought process.
All right, 31. Someone thought about clicking. I got Rice. Same concept as you. I guess I probably could have flipped them, but I mean, I think Arkansas State doesn't have the best roster. I think Rice doesn't have the best roster, so I kind of gave Rice the benefit of the doubt because I don't know yet. But we'll just have to see, I guess.
Yeah, I did Rice too. I was gonna do the same thing, 32, but his roster was just better than Trey, so I was just like, I'm just going Rice.
Yeah, I have New Mexico State. I'm not sure y'all watch the games. That's all I'm gonna say. I got New Mexico State at 32, at 31.
All right, at 30, I have him here as well. I mean, he had Boise State when he first joined, got fired from Boise State, and then has kind of been in a slump. So hopefully he's able to turn around this team.
Yeah, I had Weeks. Just kind of same reason for Steven. Just losing a lot. And anytime I've watched it, it just hasn't looked good. So that was it.
I'm actually a little bit higher on Weeks. I got FIU right here.
Westside, mute your mic in the party.
He's gotten fired multiple times, but he did have a pretty solid resume over other users. So, as in New Mexico State. So that's why I got him at 30.
All right, 29. I got Minnesota here. Leo DeGucci, OG of the league. I think he just got to build this team. That's all it is. I mean, he's in a situation where he has to play a bunch of users, but you got to be able to win those CPU games. And I think if he can do that, Minnesota's not a bad program, but he can use that as stepping school, kind of like how I use for Georgia Tech, and get where he wants to be. So I have him at 29.
Yeah, I have Tulsa at 29. Mainly just didn't really get a chance to watch a whole lot of them. And I noticed he didn't really have the best record this past year. And then it's just the roster is just still not quite up there yet.
Yeah, at 29, I have Tulsa as well. I gotta go back because y'all had Weeks at 31, 32, but I mean, Weeks owns this guy. Like,
damn,
this
like that.
This dude doesn't clean Weeks' boots right.
Okay, cool.
I know he just joined BYL, but I mean, maybe we can see him get going soon and prove people wrong. But I got him at 29.
All right, my bad. All right, 28. I got Boston College. South Carolina Marquise Camp. This team is not very good. Same thing. And I enjoy watching his recaps because he's beating himself up when he loses. But I mean, I don't really have much to say.
If it went for Rice, he'd be 30.
But yeah, I got Marquise here.
Yeah, I had New Mexico State, and honestly, I should have looked at this roster because that shit's bad. But no, I just looked at his career record, 717, and I was like, that was a little bit better than some other people, so I'll put him right here and roll with it.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I got Arkansas State right here. I just feel like other than we haven't seen Rice play yet, I just feel like the people that we've named so far, like he's been able to win against them. He lays down or gives up against a lot of users, but against the people that we just named, he don't do that to them. We've seen him beat every one of them.
All right, 27. This is where I got Utah State. Man, when he joined the league, bro, I think he beat me in year 1. I thought he was finna be the guy, bro. I don't know what happened to him, bro. Sometimes I be forgetting he even exists. He don't be in the chat no more. He don't do his recaps. Man, we gotta wake him up, bro, because it's getting out of hand for him.
Yeah, I'll talk more about him whenever he pops up on my screen.
He fell off a damn cliff, but I got him at 27.
Yeah, I have Leo at 27. He's a decent team, and he's shown that he can win some of these games, but for the most part, losing against the better users.
At 27, I have Boston College. He just hasn't been able to get over that hump. He like I was saying in the chat. I don't know if they're not, and it's the same thing as Utah State. Like I don't know if they're just not recruiting. I mean, he had a really good 4-star corner on his board that he probably would have been an instant commit for, and he never even offered him. He was first place for him for 13 weeks. So I mean, I don't know if they're just like not locked in recruiting wise, but a lot of these users are missing out on some recruits. If he can just lock in and get those recruits, it'll help him in the long run.
All right, 26. This is where I got Tulsa. Same thing. I haven't really seen much of him. I know he did. I don't know why he's laughing. But I know he did a couple recaps earlier, then just stopped doing them. And I don't understand why. So you'll be moving back more if you don't get your act together. But I got you at 26.
Yeah, here I got Fredo. Part of it is just, he has some good players on his team that he can take advantage of, and sometimes he be surprising people and getting upsets. He got one on me in year 1, and I've seen him get a couple upsets here and there throughout. So put him here at 26.
Yeah, at 26, I got the one and only McDowell. The people that he beats is the people that we already named. He hasn't really been able to kind of like consistently beat the users that we're going to see ahead of him, and that was kind of my thing. He left Arkansas State because he felt like Alberto recruited better than him, and he wanted to go inherit Alberto's team. He had one of the better teams in the Pac-12, and he wasn't even any competition for that conference. So I just got to see him just get some wins, man. That's what it kind of comes down to. Beat the people that's in front of you.
All right, 25. This is where I have Cal. I actually think I told Brandon this off stream like a day ago. I think Cal's in a really weird situation. I don't even say weird. He's in a good situation. I think he only plays one in conference opponent user wise. Now, not to say he's gonna run the table with the CPUs, but if he does, then we could be talking about him at 8-4 or 9-3, even better. Especially because he only plays one in conference user in the ACC. So this is his window to show everybody and show something at Cal. That's why I have him a little bit higher than the others, is because of the situation he's in. He doesn't have to play any of the top guys. So really his path to the playoff is not that hard. Now, can he do it? I think that's a tough hill to climb, but he kind of has the food put on his plate easily for him.
Yeah, you have Boston College. Now, I think him and Fredo were like close as far as user abilities a little bit. I've seen him pull off some upsets, and I put him over Fredo just because he has the better team.
They're looking at you.
Here I got Utah State. I just think I looked at his board last year. I think he might have signed one guy. He's just not really locked in. He doesn't do no recaps. Year 1, he got some really good wins, but I think it was kind of a situation where we seen with Mike Jones last year. He was dominant when the league first started, but as soon as it becomes time where you got to actually be strategic and recruit and do all the extra stuff, they just don't put the same amount of effort in. So that's going to cause these users to kind of get thrown to the back. He's not a 25 user in the league, but he just ain't tried much.
Go dance. All right, 24. Okay, buddy. This is where I have Trey. It's kind of the same thing I said with Boston College. He has the potential. I don't know what it is. I know he said he don't got time, or he said something like that. But there's no reason why Trey. Yeah, there's no reason why you should be able to win more games. Don't don't have a very good team at all. So obviously he's in trouble, but that's why I have a 24.
Yeah, I have Utah State. A lot of the same reasons. Really good user, but just his team's just not that great.
I have Minnesota right here. Think he's kind of trending in the right direction. He had a pretty decent win up last year in game day against Northwestern. After Northwestern just came off a big win, he went in there and just mopped them. And he's trending in the right direction. His team's getting better, so a little bit higher on Minnesota this year than most people.
All right, 23. That's where I got Oregon State, Coach Mondo. I thought he'd be a little bit higher with, I guess, the buzz he got when he joined. Because I remember when he joined from NG&G, I think, or whatever league he was in with Willie and all of the other players that know each other from that group. I feel like he had a lot of hype. And I think Oregon State was a really bad team when he got him. So hopefully he's able to turn it around. I still think he's capable to knock off a lot of good users, but I just got to be able to see the consistency because I know he's lost a few games that he shouldn't as well.
Yeah, I put Oregon State here too, mainly because I've seen him just be able to score a lot of points, even though his record wasn't great. I think partly kind of what Steven said, the fact they got a bad team, but he's definitely able to put up a lot of points, and he just got a really good quarterback in the portal, so he might be able to do something.
You know who else? You know who? Y'all got Oregon State here, and I haven't seen Zach on either one of y'all.
I'm high on Zach.
This man puts belt to Zach.
Come on.
Non-stop. He ain't
Come
never
on.
beat Zach. Ain't never beat this man, bro.
How many times did they play?
4.
This is a new season.
No, he hasn't been here 4 seasons. I think he's been here 3
He's only
seasons.
been here-
He's beat Zach
for
3
like-
years in a row.
This is his second year, I
No,
think.
that was
No,
his
no, no,
second
no, no.
year. He hasn't been
No.
here for 3 seasons, bro. You tripping.
He was. So is this our first year with the Pac-12 or second year?
This is our second year with the Pac-12.
He was
He's
here before the
13 and
Pac-12 even
13, so this is
He only
his
played
third
26 games, bro.
No, not Mondo.
Yeah,
year. Yeah, he's 13 and 13.
He's put belt to Zach, man. And,
bro. Name your next person, bro. Come on.
and then he competes with Northwest or North Texas and Temple, who almost beat Temple twice.
You can talk about Mondo when you list Mondo, bro.
All right, I got Iowa State right here. And it mainly just comes down to the fact that he kind of like hit a wall and it just fell, like his team just fell apart. I don't know if it's recruiting wise or what, but last year he didn't have the greatest year last year. And he's kind of trending down when a lot of these other teams are kind of trending a little bit more up than he is.
All right, 22.
Man said I'm high on Zach.
This where I got Vanderbilt. This might be my hot take, just because I feel like he's low in comparison.
Cal walked into Vandy and beat him by 40 last year.
Who did?
Cal.
Fredo.
Yeah, but it's a different team, bro.
He's worse.
It's different, bro. I think Vanderbilt being in the SEC gonna have to play these tough opponents again. This is a preseason. This is what I project the season to go. So if I have a team above a certain team, I think they're gonna finish higher than them at the end of the season. So this is where I have Vanderbilt. Yeah, I gave up in that game. Stop it. I have him here at 22.
People laying down. And he laid down to Fredo.
Who did?
He said that he gave up in that game.
Oh, well, I got him at 22.
Oh, my bad. I got Zach here. Mainly, his team's not too bad this season. He has a couple dudes on there. I just had his roster pulled up. Yeah, like his running back is super good, really fast, and his quarterback's good. And again, I've seen him
last year.
Oh, really?
Bro, why are you hating on him, bro? This man hating on him for no reason, bro.
Upsets too.
Go ahead, Brennan.
All right, I have Vandy right here.
Stop.
I felt like last year he kind of overachieved a little bit. His team didn't get much better in the offseason. And we haven't seen him kind of beat like some of the middle-class users. He had a really good year one. Took the job at Vandy. The Vanderbilt job is a real challenge. And we just kind of got to have to see him get over that hump. He definitely has the potential to kind of rise up.
All right. At 21, this is where I got Iowa State. I don't think he should be this far, but he has a really bad team. And the only reason I know this is I'm playing him this week and I looked at his team. His team is really bad. Like just looking at his roster, I can understand now why he's been struggling because that is a very, very bad team to win with. We saw him when he was at Oklahoma State, I think last year. Was he at Oklahoma State?
Last cycle,
Yeah.
I mean, he took an Oklahoma State job and then he left and took the Texas Tech job. I mean,
And he had UTEP, right?
he had UTEP. He started off at UTSA, then he went to Army, then he went to UTEP. Then he
Yes, I
went to
mean, I remember he
Oklahoma
had some
State.
pretty big wins last year. He was
Yeah,
able
he
to
beat me
compete.
last year.
Yeah, I
Francis
remember.
Survivor
Yeah.
Pool.
I remember. So I think he just has some work cut out for him. This is a really bad team, so hopefully he's able to kind of build this program or use it as a stepping stone to get a better job.
Yeah, I had Iowa State too. A lot of same reasons Steven said. I mean, good user, but his team's just kind of bad right now.
21, I have Virginia. Ajami, I feel like he hasn't got over that hump this year at all. Like not just last season or when he took the Virginia job. I feel like he's hasn't got over it at all. He had really good wins back and forth with App State whenever he was at Nevada. But as of right now, the Virginia team has a lot of hope. But right now, he just hasn't been able to do it for me.
All right, at 20, this is where I got Zach, Texas State. Hot take right now. Zach, are you in here? Before I say this, I want to make sure he's in here. Zach, can you comment if you're in here? But like you said, he has a really good running back. I think Zach is the ultimate YouTuber. So all you got to do, bruh, is just watch YouTube and figure it out. I don't think you're playing against the craziest opposition. Obviously, a lot of the national champion
North
contenders.
Texas is going. I think that helps.
Yeah, like a lot of the national champs have
Dane
left
is
the
going.
conference.
You know, Dane beat him by
hold
40.
up. Hot take. Zach will be in the conference championship this season. That's my hot take. So, Zach, don't disappoint me, bruh, because this is exactly what happened last time. I forget who it was, but I said this and they fell off. I agree,
he has
Willie.
the potential to. I feel like Utah State, like he might drop a few games. Do you got Zach over Oregon State?
I got him over Oregon State in here.
So you think he's going to be over, and then you got him over Tulane. You haven't named Tulane yet.
We'll see, bruh. You see, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what's going on.
I'm asking you a question.
You sound like
the conference championship game, but you got Tulane ahead of them.
Tulane's ahead of him.
Yeah, I know. So why Tulane? Like Tulane Temple for me.
Yeah, I have.
You want to
Temple,
talk about teams? Look at Tulane.
I have Temple and Tulane above him.
I respect it,
but I still think Zach has a way to get to the conference championship.
We'll see.
I guess we just got to wait and see.
Yeah, here I got Vanderbilt.
Willie, exactly.
Coming off a really good year, but his defense is really bad. So he's got some good weapons on offense. He's just going to have to outscore people. And so we'll see. But, yeah, so that's why I got Vanderbilt.
What?
Laughing at fucking Dane. Yeah, right here I got Cal. He's trending up for me. I like where he's at. Last year he went to a bowl game. I think that was his first bowl game in 5 years. So that's a huge jump for Fredo. A lot of the people behind him hasn't really got over their hump. You just got to be able to beat the CPU. I mean, you're in the Power Four now. If you can just beat the CPU, you'll be a bowl team, 9-win team, 8-win team every single year. It just comes down to if you can get over that CPU hump or not.
All right, 19. That's where I got Northwestern and Coach Red. I think he's been competing a lot better as of late, beating all the top CPUs that he plays against pretty much. And I don't know if he plans on staying at this school. I feel like he's not really in the chat actively, so I don't really know what his plans are. But as far as what job he wants to go to, obviously he's a Nebraska guy, so I would assume that he want to go there if he gets the opportunity to. But I think he's been able to compete for a team like Northwestern. He'll be able to compete. He just has to continue to build that program and get the good recruits in. If not, take a better job. But I have him at 19.
Yeah, I have Northwestern at 19 too. He's a really good quarterback, and quarterback can make all the difference in being able to win a game or lose a game. And he has a couple different playmakers and a lot of depth at running back.
Yeah, right here I have Oregon State. He competes That's what it comes down to for me. And especially when it comes down to looking at that conference, he competes in that conference. Last year, I think he lost to Temple by a low score, and then obviously the Dane game that he played, which was a high scoring game, and that was kind of what kept him out of the conference championship game. So I like where he's trending to. He just kind of lands some guys. I feel like he hasn't been able to recruit very well, but we'll see what happens over there in Oregon.
All right, 18. I got Dane. Obviously, these rankings were put out before week 0. So he got a big win in week 1 over Texas Tech, who obviously I haven't named yet. None of us have named yet. So he started his season off really good. Remember before the year started, he said he was going to get to the play. What do you say? Dirty ass. Buddy farting, bro. My bad. Only got one Natty. Big 12 got 3. But yeah, I think he's able to make some playoff pushes here in the Big 10 if he's able to beat the CPU. But start off good with a week 0 win over Texas Tech.
Yeah, here I have Virginia. Kind of mentioned he hasn't really had the same success he's had last year, but I mean definitely know he's capable and he has a lot of speed at receiver. He has one dude that's like a 98 speed, another dude 93 speed, and he has a decent running back too, and quarterback solid. And he has a fast tight end as well, so I think he might be able to use those offensive weapons this year.
Yeah, number 18, I have Tulane. Team is really well built. He's been there the entire time. He's played a lot of users down to the wire. I mean, I had to go for a fucking onside kick against him a couple seasons ago. I think this is his year. I got him playing Temple in the conference championship game. And we've seen Temple get to that game and kind of drop one. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tulane isn't your Pac-12 champs this year.
17. I have Virginia as well. I think Ajami is a user that can beat anybody in the league. I also think that he doesn't put as much time into the league as everybody else, and I think that's what hinders him. He's busy. It's just what it is. But I think kind of any given Saturday type of vibe. So I expect him to continue to climb up. He was able to stay at Virginia for a couple years and build them up. I don't know what their overall is off the top of my head, but I think he's only been there for 2 seasons, 3 seasons max. So hopefully he's able to build them so he can start competing for conference championships and playoff spots.
Yeah, here I have Dane. Dane has a really good team, honestly. A lot of really good quarterbacks. His receivers and running backs do kind of struggle a little bit, but his defensive backs are like almost all of them are really fast. Like his number one corner is like 99 speed, 99 acceleration, change of direction. So and then Dane's a much better user, I think, than some people give him credit for too.
Right here, I have Northwestern. He's definitely getting that team. The one thing I like about Northwestern is like he might want to leave. Like Steven said, he don't know what he wants to do, but the fact that he comes to Northwestern and he wants to recruit and make the team better. A lot of these users, they'll get a job and they don't want to recruit. They'll just wait till they get another job and leave. Northwestern is going to build the program up until he gets a job that he wants to take. So this team is definitely going up. He did get the win last year versus Willie. I kind of want to see a little bit like more of those wins. But he's definitely trending up.
16, I got Tulane here. I think for all the same reasons Brandon said, I think Zach can get to the conference championship, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't Tulane and Temple. I have Temple winning it. And I personally, I think Temple is the overwhelming favorite. I think he's shown that he can compete with anybody, no matter what team he has. He did it with Akron and now obviously with Temple. But I think Tulane has a really good chance at it as well. I think if he can just be consistent. I don't know if he's gotten any offers. I don't know off the top of my head, or if he wants to stay there. I have no idea. But if he can, stay consistent, I think we can be talking about him sneaking in the playoffs late in the year.
Yeah, I put Texas Tech here. Honestly, I was going back and forth between him and Dame, but just looking at his roster, I just thought Texas Tech had way more offensive playmakers at the running back position and receiver position. So I thought that would kind of make the difference.
Right here, I have Texas Tech as well. I was a little bit on the edge with him and Dane as well. As you said, I haven't named Dane yet. I think Dane's path is a lot more clear than Texas Tech. I feel like that conference is getting deeper every year. There's a lot of good users in the Big 12, and it's just going to be hard to get through there.
15, I have Texas Tech. Obviously, I played Mike Jones 3 years in a row when he had South Carolina. Did not expect him to lose to Dane in week 1. I think Texas Tech is a really good team. A lot of people want them. Obviously, it's year 1 of his tenure there, so I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing off the rip. But I think when you get to season 9, 10, 11, if he recruits, which he hasn't shown to want to do that, but if he recruits at a high level, he has the pipelines. So that way, he is able to, build that team into a power and see what he can do in the Big 12. But I had him at 15.
Yeah, 15. I have North Texas, mainly just because of the quarterback. I mean, he has a lot of, and running backs aren't that great. I mean, he does have a really fast running back, 97 speed, and like I think a receiver is like 98 speed, and his tight ends are fast. But I just think at this point, some of the teams above him are just better. Nothing to do with user ability here.
Yeah, this is where I have Dane. And this is like one of the situations where I was talking about Cal, like Fredo comes over to Cal. We seen Ajimi go to Virginia. This Illinois team was really bad. It was in the same 70s as all these other teams that they took, and they're 80 something overall, 87 overall team before Dane even plays his first game. So he came over and he got his players in order immediately. Had a good offseason, I'm assuming, and Dane's ready. Like this team can win. He can beat the CPU. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if Dane isn't playing the conference championship game. He don't play Notre Dame or fucking um, Ohio State, and Ohio State has to play Notre Dame. So the loser of that game probably playing Dane. To be honest with you.
Number 14, this is where I have North Texas and Franco. Felt like I wanted to put him higher, but I feel like his team wasn't as good as other people's teams. I don't expect him to, have a bad season by any stretch of the imagination. He'll be in the hunt for the playoffs. I think the Big 12 conference is really good. I think winning the Big 12 with Savage in there is going to be tough. I don't know off the top of my head if they play, but I think winning that conference is going to be very tough. Unless you're, 11-1, I don't think you can really afford to lose a conference championship game in this game. It's not like real life. Like they're going to punish you in this game. That's just what it is. So I think if you're in the conference championship with 2 or 3 losses and you lose again, you're gone. We've seen it happen before. So I think he has to have a really good season to get in because I think it's an outside shot that he wins the conference, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was back and forth on this one with Tulane and North Texas. I just kind of gave the nod to Tulane because his team's just a little bit better. But again, both of them really good users.
This is where I have North Texas as well. Definitely a good user. He can definitely get the job done, but the landscape of the Big 12 right now is just too hard of a task right now for him to get through there. He has to take his pipelines, obviously. The conference prestige will help him out. His team will be a problem in years to come. I don't think he'll leave. He's a North Texas guy, so he'll be building that team up.
All right, 13. This is where I got Temple. Like I said, this was my Pac-12 favorite. Um, I don't think he's the 13th best user in here. I don't think that's even a conversation, but I think his team isn't as good as the 7, 8, or 6, however many 99 overall teams we have in here. So that's kind of where the dilemma comes for me. I think when you're getting into weeks, 9, 10, 11, 12 of the season, by that point, you kind of know your team, but so does all the other teams that have the 99 players not 99 players, but 95 plus overall players across the board, especially when it comes to the trenches. We saw Ohio State dominate in the trenches. And I think if Temple has to play a team like Ohio State in the playoffs, Ohio State's not going to throw the ball. He's just going to run it, and he's going to lean on the ground game, and he's going to lean on his defense. So I think Temple wins the Pac-12 this year. Like I said, I think he's the overwhelming favorite, which puts him in the playoffs as the G5 representative. And I wouldn't be shocked if he won it all because I think Justin, is a really good user. He's a championship level user, but I just think his team, it would be hard for his team to compete in the trenches against some of the other, Power 5 users.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, here I have Florida. Got a lot of good weapons, but he did lose his quarterback, and there's a kind of a big difference in the quarterback he had last year to the one now. So that's kind of why where I was thinking with that one there.
I have Temple right here. I think he wins the Pac-12, like Steven said, and we're not going to see him probably take a job offer. I think is his Temple to the end, which kind of sucks because we know the type of caliber user Justin is, and maybe I know we'll eventually see him in a better conference where he can get that prestige up to kind of help his team get to the other, like the fucking Mississippi State, Ole Miss of the world, or whatever, Southern Miss. And then UNLV has been trending up with his roster as well since he got in the Big 12. So that's kind of what Justin's waiting on, I think, to kind of get into the bigger conference. That'll be able to get him over the hump. But right now, I got him at 13.
All right, number 12 is where I have Kentucky and Alberto. Another tricky one to rank, just because, I mean, I played Alberto probably 15 times since, the release of last year's game, so I know what he can do. I think Kentucky is an easier build than some of these other teams like Illinois, like Boston College, Vanderbilt. I think Kentucky is an easier build, so I think probably by the end of next season, we're going to see him with a 95, 94 overall team, and he's going to be competing for the SEC if he stays. I do think he's going to make the playoffs this year. He has a very favorable schedule. Like I don't think Kentucky plays but one person in conference. So if he doesn't make the playoffs, I would be very, very disappointed because I think he only has 4 user
I
games,
don't
5
think he
max.
plays a user in conference.
Yeah, he might not play a user then. Yeah, all I know is he should be in the playoffs. Because even if he drops one game in conference to a CPU, he'd be looking at 9-3 or 10-2, and that's if he were to lose a bunch of the other user matchups as well. He's knocked out. But yeah, I think Alberto is going to be a top 6, top 7 seed this season. I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
Yeah, I put myself here. I know we have a 99 overall, but I don't think we're a 99 overall team. We have 3 dudes on the roster with 90 overalls, and our starting quarterback is going to be a 76 true freshman. So we definitely have potential, and I feel we have a lot of depth in a lot of other positions. But so far, these last 2 years, the quarterbacks have just kind of been make or break for me in these games.
I have Stanford here as well, and it just comes down when we're getting into the users and the teams that have who has the more Jimmys and Joes, and like he said, he's starting like the 99 overall thing. I know people throw it around, but it's not real. Um, like he said, he only has 290 overall players on his roster, but it says 99. So um, I think once he gets his quarterback going, like you have a young squad. I did see that your team is very young. So once you get them going, Stanford's going to be a real problem. I got you at 12 right now, though.
At 11, this is where I have Notre Dame. I don't know what his overall is, but I don't think it was as good as any of the other top teams. Are you on the game website?
I'm on the game
Yeah,
too. I'm looking at them.
What's their overall?
96.
Okay, maybe I was wrong
Well,
then.
well, when it was at 88 this morning because he didn't do his players yet.
Oh, okay then. So that's probably what I saw then.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, he lost to UNLV today, and I haven't named UNLV yet. I don't know who I would have had in that game, to be honest, especially with Notre Dame being at home. I probably would have picked Notre Dame, to be honest. We didn't have a survival pool or anything. I wouldn't have picked that game for survival pool, but we didn't have a game day for that game. But I probably would have picked Notre Dame if I would have saw the 96 overall as well as the home field advantage. I played Notre Dame last year twice. And he also played Florida, I want to say. He played
Yeah,
somebody else.
Florida.
So he's lost to, the upper half of the league. So I think he needs to turn that around. I think Notre Dame is again a really easy build. He has some good pipelines. So I think Christian is able to win. I just think he has to kind of figure out his scheme and figure out how to use Notre Dame. I think that's what it comes down to. I have him at 11.
Yeah, here I have Temple. I mean, he has a really good roster. He doesn't have as much depth as like maybe my team would have, but I feel he has a lot more talent up top. I mean, he has a lot of really good quarterbacks. He's a good running back, good receivers, and I mean, I think he'll probably win the Pac-12.
At 11, I have Notre Dame as well. His team is really good, for sure. I didn't really take the 86 into consideration because I've seen that he had to do his upgrades and stuff like that. Um, but really good team. He's in a favorable conference. I feel like he's the second best user in that conference easily, and I don't really see him dropping many games. But the thing is, for me, was that he hadn't been able to get that big win that we're looking for, and it'll come. I'm sure it will. That's just the deal breaker for me right now.
All right, number 10. This is where I got Stanford and Westside. Obviously, having played him numerous times, I agree. I don't think the 99 overall team is very true. I looked at him. Your quarterback room is like all 70s. Um, but like Brandon said, your team is super young. So I expect it to be a true 99 probably by next season or the year after that. I don't know what your coordinators look like, but I would assume that the team is going to be really good. You got good pipelines. Pretty much have California to yourself outside of the secondary pipelines for people, and then obviously Cal with Fredo. So I think Stanford's going to be really good. I think you're like in the top 6 right now, anyways, and that's with obviously an unfavorable roster compared to everybody else in the top 6.
What user are you
Yeah.
talking about, Fred?
He's talking about Notre Dame.
I mean,
Yeah, here I put UNLV. I know Fred's gonna call me a hater, but I only put him up here because he told me his offense. He lost a lot of people on offense, and his offense wasn't going to really be nearly as good as it was last year. And his defense was going to be really good. Well, it showed today that that really wasn't the case. But yeah, no, it was just because he lost a lot of people, so he's kind of rebuilding a little bit.
right here I have Kentucky. Definitely trending up, man. This team's going to be a problem. Last year he dropped a few games that he probably shouldn't have dropped. But right now, this Kentucky team is a problem. I wouldn't be like, I think he's going to be playing in the conference championship. It's going to be some sort of tiebreaker, I'm assuming, because we just don't play. All of us don't play each other. So I'm assuming I got him probably locked in for the conference championship in the SEC.
All right, number 9. This is where I have Fred. Um, I would expect him to be in the playoffs. I think him and BYU's game is going to be very, very important for playoff implications. Top 10 is love. Templeton, the city of brotherly love. But yeah, I think that game is going to be big. I think today's win against Notre Dame was big. Like I said, I probably would have favored Notre Dame in that game, and he went in and pretty much dominated them on the road. He has a better team than UNLV, and UNLV looked like the better team. Like he just looked like he came to play. I think the BYU matchup is going to be critical, and I think if he's able to beat BYU, I think he completely puts himself on the map. Like I think that's just what it comes down to. And I mean, top 10 for me already, so I expect him to be in the playoffs.
Here I have Kentucky. I mean, he has a really, really fast running back, and I know he loves to run the ball, and he does a really good job at it. And he has a really good defense as well, good quarterbacks, all around. I think he just has a really good roster.
This is where I have Tennessee at. His team is where he wants it to be, I'm assuming. But he has to be able to come in BYO and get that one key win and kind of continue getting that win for like. But yeah, look, he's lost to fucking BYU. He lost to Georgia. He's lost to Ohio State. Like the people that he's losing to are really good users. But you got to beat one of them. That's what comes down for me.
Number 8, I have Southern Miss. This is where I have Trill. I think he, at this point, I mean, he started off very, very sluggish in this cycle. I mean, I was concerned for his well-being
Really
when we
concerned.
first started. I thought somebody, swapped him. There was a clone because last season he was the epitome of a recruiter, and he had a second home in the Final Four all last cycle. And this year he hasn't really been able to get over that hump. This past season, obviously, he had a big year. So I think he's kind of starting to build momentum and building the team the way he wants to. I don't know if he's ever going to leave Southern Miss unless he gets like another big time job offer. But I got him at number 8. And I think in the Big 12, you got Savage, Fred, North Texas, and then you have Trill. And I'm sure I'm missing somebody. But that conference is good, and I think anybody can beat anybody. So I like Trill at 8.
8, I have Notre Dame. Mainly because his roster is really, really good, and I mean I've seen he's been able to put up a lot of points. Obviously, today wasn't his day, and like y'all said, you probably would have picked Notre Dame too. But he has a lot of good playmakers, really good quarterback. So I put him up here just because his team's just really talented.
This right here is where I have Fred. Fred's got this team rolling right now. I didn't take into consideration my rankings was already out way before the Notre Dame game, but Fred, he was in the conference championship game his first year in that conference. And last year we had the conference was just as good. Made it to the playoffs. He's trending up. He's got UNLV rolling, and I'm sure he'll have a great year this year.
All right, number 7. This is where I got Tennessee and Willie. I think Tennessee is a very good program to use. I think the pipelines are really good. The home field advantage is really good. I think Willie's biggest downfall right now is just lack of consistency. I think he can beat anybody in the league. He's in every single game, but at the end of the game, it somehow gives it away. And I think we could be looking at Tennessee as a Final Four or, championship level team and coach by the end of the season and consistently there. I just think he has to be able to not only win the conference, but be consistent in the out of conference games. Obviously, you got Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, those Vanderbilt, all these different users in the SEC, and then you're going to start to slowly see more go in here soon. And so I think you have a head start, on whoever else is going to join. So you got to be able to build that team quick, so that way you're able to compete, in the next couple of seasons. But I got him at 7. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the national championship game this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I had Willie at 7 as well. I mean, his team is just really good. I think he had like 14 or 15 90 overall guys. Running back's 97 speed, and then his running back right behind him, another 94 overall. I mean, he just has a really, really good roster. And I think last year was just a down year as far as just not being able to beat some of those other really good teams. But this team, I think he could definitely do that this year.
Right here is where I have Florida. I was back and forth at 6 and 7 for him. I know Westside said that he lost his quarterback. I feel like the quarterback he had was really good, but when you have a quarterback that good, you want to do too much with him. Like he was panicking too early, trying to get out of the pocket with his quarterback. This quarterback that he has now is going to force him to sit in the pocket and deliver. I mean, he's a good passer. And then last year he lost to me, and then he goes on and puts 70 on Notre Dame. He put 70 on Tennessee. Goes back into the conference championship game against me in the SEC, and I ended up beating him off a walk-off field goal, and he pretty much could have won the game if his guy don't fumble. He was milking the clock. He was going to try to take a game winner. Then goes into the playoffs, and then he redeems his game against Fred. He played a perfect game against Fred in that playoff game, and then he loses to the runner-up in the national championship game, which everybody has done by now. This Florida team is definitely trending up, and I have him at 7.
All right, at 6, I have Bryce as well. And I actually want to say I think Bryce is going to get into the same rhythm he got into at LSU when the Florida team starts to get built. I think everybody wanted Florida in this game. Everybody wants Florida or A&M. Like, I think you have the best pipelines. You have a top 5 atmosphere. You have really good uniforms. So I think if he is, I'm not going to say able to, win a national championship. That's very hard to do. I think a lot of people in here take that shit for granted. But I think if he's not able to compete and be in the Final Four at some point while he's at Florida, I think it's a disappointment because I think this is a very good team. Hence why I have him at number 6. I don't think the team is a 99 overall right now. I don't think he's able to compete with, the other users who have already, built their roster. But there should be no reason why Bryce can't make some serious noise with this team, especially if no more SEC users come in, because the bulk of your games are against CPU. So you're not going to lose the CPU anymore, having a team like this. And you should be able to occasionally, if not more than, losing, you should be able to win those games against the Tennessees, the Kentuckys, the Georgias. You got to be able to compete in those games because you're going to have to play them eventually. Yeah, you're going to have to play them eventually in the playoffs. So I like Florida here, and I think next year he's going to be higher than 6 if he's able to recruit able to get some momentum. I might be surprised if he isn't. It's kind of like the Tennessee situation. Those are two really good teams. They're better. They're in a better spot than a Stanford. When I say a Stanford, I mean the team itself. Florida and Tennessee are better programs than them, but Westside has been able to do more than them so far. So we just got to see what they're able to do.
Here I have Southern Miss. I think Trill has a really good team. I mean, one, we know he loves to try to run the ball, and he has a really good running back. And then his front seven is really good. And his middle linebacker is extremely fast, 93 speed. Trill likes usually having really fast linebackers, just fast team in general. And yeah, it's going to be tough to try to run against his front seven, I think, this year.
Yeah, this is where I have Trill at as well. I think we're seeing the word that he was dominant in recruiting. I think he might have had a top 5 class or a top 10 class with his Southern Miss team. He knows his identity at this point. I know he was sluggish when the game first came out, but now that he has his recruiting class in and he's cycling the guys that he's recruiting, he's back where he was last year, top recruiter in the league. Team is one of the best, and that's kind of what did it for 6 for me.
All right, at number 5, this is where I have Sterling and Virginia Tech. I think of the teams that we're starting to name now, he has the worst team. BYU, I think, is in that same kind of category. I think Sterling obviously wants to get to another school, but he's building a really good roster there as well. High 90 overall team.
Yeah, top 5 class too.
Yeah, going to be a tough out. Anytime you play him, I know I play him again this year. We played like every year except last year. We played in the conference championship, I believe. So it's going to be tough, but I got Sterling here at 5. I know he wants to make a deep run in the playoffs. I don't think he's made it super far in the playoffs this cycle yet. I could be wrong, but I'd be surprised if it doesn't happen this year. I think, it just depends on how the bracket falls. I mean, I had to play, not this past season, but the year before. I think I played against either BYU or Ohio State in like the first round and lost. I forget, but it's just,
I played
it depends.
Sterling in the second round of playoffs both years. So.
Yeah, it just depends how the bracket falls, but I think he's a really good user, obviously, and he has a really good team. So we'll see where he kind of ends up.
He got a 99 overall. Like, offense is wishy-washy, but we don't know what the real 99 is. But
yeah,
there you have a 99 now.
Yeah, I put Sterling here over Trill. I mean, I think they're both equally. Their user abilities are just about equal, and I gave Sterling the 9 because he just has a better roster, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have Sterling here as well. This Virginia Tech, I think he had a top 5 class. We're getting to the point now is like if you leave your team now, like I was even like if you don't take Oregon, you're taking a team that's not as good as you. So we're at the stage now where we probably won't see Sterling take another job, or you'll be in another rebuild for another 2 or 3 years trying to get your team back up. This team is really nice, and he's obviously one of the best users in the league, and just keep building at this point. His player, he had a little bit less depth than most users last year. I know when his wide receiver went down, it kind of hurt him a little bit. But the more you can recruit and get that depth in on your team, it'll be all right.
All right, number 4. This is where I have myself. I think it's been tough, and I said this in my recap. I think if I don't win a national championship this year, depending on what offer I get, I'm probably going to leave Clemson. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's kind of hard to consistently lose at your favorite team. Like, that shit pisses me off. Like, it actually makes me mad. Like, losing with Georgia Tech, like, I was like, whatever, like, Boise State, whatever. But when you're consistently losing with Clemson and you have a 90-something overall team, it's kind of getting annoying at this point. And I don't know if it's just like a bad juju, like superstition type thing, but maybe I need a different look. Maybe that's what it is. I've only played in one national championship game with them. And I've won 3 straight ACC games. But we're losing the big game, and I'm not used to it. And I don't know what it is. I know at first I was like, I'm playing too much Madden. I haven't really played Madden anymore, so it's not the whole Madden shit. So I just got to figure it out. I think the 3 people ahead of me have had much more success thus far in the cycle. Obviously, 2 of them having national championships, and the other person I haven't played yet, I don't believe. So this is where I have myself at. I have myself at 4.
Yeah, here, honestly, I put Georgia. And it's just simply because honestly, it's mainly just because like I played against Steven and Savage and a lot more, and so like I've been like getting belt to ass by them a lot. So I'm almost like, if I played Brandon more than Steven, I probably would have gave that nod.
Oh, you
But
gonna play me next year? I'm gonna play you. We're gonna play
so
each
so
other.
honestly, that's really it. It's kind of right here is like a 3A 3B type thing.
No, I had myself right here as well. I know I did have the two big wins last year. I beat Virginia Tech and I beat BYU. But I just feel like overall we haven't been able to get the job done. Every one of all four of us have a dominant resume when it comes to being in the top of the league. But out of all them, I don't have the best one, so that's kind of where it puts me there. Obviously, I took a couple sim losses to the CPU. I lost to the CPU a couple of times, not locked in. But it is what it is. I got myself at 4.
At 3, this is where I have Brandon in Georgia. I think the separator between me and him was I think he has a little bit better team than me. Um, and I think the SEC has more. I'm not gonna say depth, but it's a better conference. So if we both finish 11-1 or 12-0, I think he'll get the nod above me as far as the bracket goes. So I think that's why I gave him the edge as well. I obviously favor him in all his games. He has a really good team. Be able to recruit. He has better pipelines than me. So
Yeah, I need the Alabama pipeline though, or it does me no good.
why?
Because that's the only pipeline Ohio State don't run.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, we
So I
all share the
can't
same
because I
pipelines,
mean
but
5-star player in Georgia, he goes to fucking Ohio State immediately. Don't even let me talk to him.
well, yeah, that's where I got. I guess where I got Georgia.
Here, yeah, BYU. Mainly just because I don't think his team is as good as the other two, and I mean I'd throw him in there mainly because he's won the championship 3 of the last 4 years. So
Yeah, I got Clemson right here. Team's really good at it. I don't know. Like you said, maybe it's a little rough with his team. I'm not taking Alabama. You won't see me playing with Alabama in here. I won't have
Yeah,
a fucking
see,
controller when I lose.
yeah, see, that's the
But
thing, bro.
yeah, I won't be using them. And I'd love to offer, but I wouldn't use them. But no, I just think right now the two ahead of Steve right now have just been more dominant this cycle. That's kind of was the separation for me. I know BYU's team is not the best team, but he hasn't had the best team, and he was in the national championship 4 years in a row. So at this point, no matter what fucking team Savage guy, you kind of have to just give him his respect at this time.
All right, at number 2, this is where I have David in Ohio State. Coming off of Natty, that was a dominant performance against me, Southern Miss, and obviously Savage. He has a very good team, brought back like 80 something productivity on both sides of the ball. I think he's going to be right back into it next year. I'd be surprised if he wasn't in the Final Four, if not the national championship game. So
I
I got
think
him at
his
number.
team is better this year.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think his team is better this year. Um, I think the reason why I have him at 2 instead of at 1 is because I've seen him lose games more often than I've seen Savage lose games. Obviously, in the playoffs last year, he beat Savage, but I've seen Ohio State drop other games, and I just want to be able to see the consistency. I think Savage has a consistency at this point, the consistency factor. That's why I have him above him, and I think in order to, I know the mantra is in order to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. He did it once, but I still give Savage a nod. When you win 3 straight national championships, I mean, I did it. That shit is hard to do. And I think a lot of people take it for granted. I think if Ohio State were to go ahead and get another one this year, then I think he, gets that crown from him. But right now, I still kind of give the nod to Savage. But I mean, being number 2, coming off a national championship, I mean, I don't think that's anything to scoff at. I mean, he has a really good team. He has the best team in the league, and he's obviously the defending champs.
yeah, here at Clemson. Honestly, 2 through 4, I felt like I could have just put any of y'all, and it would have been fair, and then just wait for y'all to figure out in the playoffs to see who's ahead of each other.
David said we lost the same amount of games. LOL. You have, but he also has more wins than us, bro. I think. So I think. I think I only have. I think I only have
He
one
has a
more loss than
fourth
y'all too.
loss.
Yeah,
Like he has a
he had 2
and
forced losses in year 1. I think he had one in the regular season, and we forced lost him in the conference championship. I think like through like the first 3 or 4 seasons, he didn't lose a fucking user game or some crazy shit like that, bro. So I know the stats say he has 7 losses or whatever, but he only really has like 4 or 5 or something like that.
right. I have BYU here. I think It's going to be hard to kind of maintain where he's at right now with other teams building up. That fucking Ohio State team is a problem. I think Savage is the best user in the league. And his team, he just hasn't got a job offer. I mean, he's still recruiting his ass off. He still has all the good players. Like his team's not as where he wants it to be. But he 3-time went to the national championship, and the fact that he was able to kind of claw back in that Ohio State game says a lot because that fucking game could have got out of hand really quick. But yeah, Savage number 2.
At number 1, this is where I had
Fucking
BYU.
2-point conversion. I'm still hot about that shit, man.
At number 1, this is where I had BYU. Like I said, I think when you win 3 straight and you play in the 4th and come up short, I mean, I don't think I can't move him down yet until I see somebody else go ahead and do it again, then again, or if Brandon were to get one this year and he beats Savage in the first round or second round, then it's like, okay, I kind of can see the changing of the guard happen. But I think, like I said, after 3 straight, it's hard for me to knock him off the totem pole, especially because David beat me by 35 points. And like you said, he could have beat Savage bad, and Savage made it a game. So, like I said, I want to see how this season unfolds for both of them, because I think with them two being the only 2 national champions, they're kind of fighting for that top spot right now. I think if you did a poll, I think a lot of people would say either or right now, especially with their current teams. So I like BYU at 1, but I think Ohio State's a very close second.
Yeah, I have Ohio State number 1. I mean, won the Natty. He has 27 people that are 90 overall or higher. So I mean, his team is just like loaded, and Brandon saw it. Like almost anyone that you try to go after, Ohio State gets in recruiting. So Ohio State.
Yeah, I have Ohio State at 1 too. I'm not going to sit here and he got it rolling. He has, like, when you look at coaches in here that has found their identity, he's one of them. Like, he found his identity. He knows what he wants to do. He knows the game plan before the game even fucking starts. He's been very dominant this cycle. He was really good last cycle. It's not all because of Ohio State. This dude has fucking found his rhythm, and he's going to be a hard task. We're about to kick off our game here in a second. I know there's like 20-something people that voted for him. They're high on the Ohio State train right now, as they should be.
Oh, damn, y'all all about to play. I'm not going to be able to broadcast it.
Yeah, man, shout out to fucking David. You deserve the number 1 this year for sure.
All right, now don't let him knock you off now.
We finna go in Athens and we finna take care of business, David. Get ready.
Hey, I voted for you.
I was gonna stream it, but I forgot, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to sit on here for another hour. She gonna start tripping. But let us know if you have any questions about the whole the whole recap update. If you guys were not here, go rewind to the beginning of the video and watch it. Game of the week's about to kick off. Make sure y'all tune in, show them some love. Go vote if you haven't already. But peace out, everybody.
Before we go.
Go ahead, bro.
I know like Steven said before the video started, as coaches with our interviews and shit like that, we kind of got to get on top of it. Last year, I knew when it comes to commissioners, I shout out to fucking Willie. He did the same thing in his league. Like he went in there and said, as commissioners, we got to do more too. Last year, I went in there, I made sure every one of our game days was posted. The year before that, we was kind of missing some game days. Last year, we had a game day every single week. We're going to do the same thing this year. Commissioners going to be on top of it.
Make sure y'all vote, bro.
Make sure y'all vote. The commission's going to be on top of it this year. As coaches, we got to do the same. Even though we're commissioners, we're coaches too. We all do our recaps. Everybody got to get onto the recaps. You don't do 5 recaps, you're not getting a point at all. So, and then we'll come up with some sort of incentive, because like I know we had the 80% rule. But if we have somebody does 5 recaps or 4 recaps, and it's gonna just say it's 0, because there's no point in me calculating your shit. It takes hours to do. I'm just gonna give you a 0 the moment I don't see 5 or more videos. So we just gotta hold each other accountable in the league. I know like people want to stick their chest out when we're talking about videos, but if somebody's relying on their other coach to kind of do their videos to help other coaches out so we can all get a boost, let's do it, man. Let's get our videos done. It's a minute long. It's not that hard. And yeah, have a good fucking season.
And again, if you win your game and do a recap, you get 1 point. If you lose your game and do a recap, you get 2. But like I said, let's have a good year. Go vote for Game of the Week if you haven't already. Go watch Game of the Week.
Right now.
And we'll catch y'all later. I appreciate you, Westside.